Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Lazy Admin, and in today's video we are going to talk about pFSense and OpenVPN. So guys, before we start this video, let's discuss why we are doing this video. This is because of COVID-19 situation. A lot of IT organizations are struggling to provide access for their employees to do work from remote. And most of the enterprise solutions are way too much costly while the IT organizations are struggling for the IT budgets. So OpenVPN is an open source solution. Yes, it's free and there is no licensing constraints. You can have hundreds of users ready for remote access within minutes. So in this video, we will discuss installation of pFSense, that is open source firewall, and configuration and demonstration of OpenVPN module in pFSense. So guys, let's get started with this video. So as you can see, I have fired up my browser and there is pFSense web page. And you can see pFSense is an open source security solution. It's most trusted out there in the world. It's #1 open source firewall. It can do OpenVPN as well as it can do a lot of uh, uh, things that enterprise firewalls can do. So our purpose is pFSense out of the box gives OpenVPN install. So that's why we are going to use this one. So let's get to the download section of the pFSense. Here you go. And you can actually download the ISO, that is a pre-configured virtual machine, and we can just run it on our virtualization solution. So I'm going to select AMD 64-bit and I'm going to select ISO installer. So that's it. I will just hit download and it will start downloading in the background. First, we are going to set up our VM. This is really simple. I'm going to install it over my workstation, VMware, and just let's get started with it. So file, we are going to create a new virtual machine, yes, and I will keep it typical in recommended settings, and I will choose an installer of the pFSense, and that is I have the latest version downloaded already with me. Let's open this and it will automatically detect the FreeBSD version because this firewall is based on FreeBSD. So version 10 and earlier 64-bit detected. If it doesn't find that, you can go and choose it manually. So FreeBSD version 10 and earlier 64-bit. Next, we'll name it something. Let's name it pFSense. And I don't have much space in C drive, so I'll select proper drive. So we are going to create a new folder in virtual machines. Make a new folder and pf. I will name it pf. Okay, and that's it. Next, we'll give it 20 GB space. Sure, why not? Okay, customize the hardware. So I'm going to give it 1 GB, but this pFSense is based on FreeBSD, and believe me, it giving it 512 MB of RAM would make it a lot happier. If you want to make it more happier, give it 1 GB, but not more than that. It's very lightweight actually, so it can run happily on 256 MB as well. So, but I'm giving it 1 gig. Processor is fine with me. Network I'll keep bridged, and that's it. Hit close and finish. That's it. And we'll power on the virtual machine. As you can see, it's already fired. It's very simple. Let it auto boot. You don't have to do anything. It's very, very simple steps, guys. So as it's loading, okay, hit accept. Yes. Install pFSense. Yes. Continue with the default key map. If you have a different keyboard setup, you can select that. Auto UFS guide disk setup. Yes. This is so lightweight that it's going to install in a matter of minutes. So you can see 100% already. The installation is now finished. Before exiting the installer, would you like to OpenShell, no, I don't want. Reboot, yes, reboot the system and give me pFsense. And here it goes, it's rebooting. Your pFsense is already installed, and now it's going to boot system. Should VLANs be set up if you are running a system, running the setup in a VLAN environment? Yes, you would configure a VLAN, but if it's not, you will select N. And the interface, we already have only one single interface on this pFsense, so that is EM0. I'm going to select that. Enter the LAN interface. I don't have any LAN interface. Do you want to proceed with this configuration? Yes, I want to proceed with this configuration and hit yes, and it's all done, and it will load the pFsense. Well, I have only one interface. You call it WAN or LAN, it's your choice. But for me, it's a LAN interface. In the real environments, probably when people are setting up firewalls, they do what? They create multiple interfaces like DMZ, uh, untrust, and trust. So in our case, we are just making this configuration only for OpenVPN. So it requires only one interface. We probably can keep OpenVPN DMZ and NAT it for outside. So here you go. It says we got an IP from DHCP, that is 192.168.182/24. So I am going to assign it a static IP. So I'm going to select an option 2 here, set the interface IP addresses. So it says you want it configure it with DHCP. No, I don't want. Okay, tell me the IP address. So IP address goes like this. I'm setting up. Okay, subnet mask /24 and the gateway. Okay, IPv6, configure IPv6 address. No, I don't have any IPv6 and I don't want to configure it. I will just hit enter. Do you want to enable DHCP server on WAN? No, I don't want. Do you want to revert HTTP for web configured protocol? No. And hit enter, and that's it. You can see your IP for your pFsense has been changed, and this is all the configuration that you have to do through the CLI. Now we will put this IP in our web browser. We will fire up a web browser. We put this configuration. We will put this IP, and that's it. We'll open our pFsense. Let's do that. Five. Yes. As you can see, we have our pFsense ready. This is the time it took to set up pFsense. Admin and password is pFsense by default. So first time it's going to ask me to run through some steps. So let's get started. Okay, next. The name, host name, it's pFsense, and domain is important if you're running it in your organization. Probably you want to give it with that domain name because it's important when you put the DNS for it. So for me, right now, I'm just doing a demonstration and it's home lab. So I'm not going to change it. So this is where it's going to be. And time zone, yes, select the time zone. Okay. Next. Okay. So configure WAN interface, it's static, the IPs are here, and everything is that as it is. Select next. And you change the password. So that's it. Now we are going to reload the configuration. This is first time when you fire up an OpenVPN pFsense session instance. Finish. It will take a bit of time to reload all the configuration. You can see the file has been loaded. The system is on the latest version and it's running. CPU usage 1%, memory 15%, and that's it, folks. Our pFsense is ready to go. As you can see, it's community edition, but you can have support from the pFsense creators, that is NetGate services. So right now we are seeing here a VPN, and this is our OpenVPN pre-built. So first thing, we are going to add a package. So we are going system package manager, available packages, and here we are going to search OpenVPN and hit enter. Yes, we are going to install this package, OpenVPN client export. So confirm. I will tell you later when we are done with the OpenVPN configuration why we actually needed this client. Yes, folks, it's just takes a couple of minutes and that's it. It's done. It's done. It successfully has installed the client export, OpenVPN client export. So now we are going to start with OpenVPN. First, we need to create some certificates. So I'll be going to Cert Manager. The people who know that what certificates are, which, well, we are going to use SSL certificates. If you have SSL certificate for your domain already ready, that is a wildcard certificate, or it can be a named certificate like OpenVPN or your organization name dot something, and you can have that certificate installed in pFsense, so it's more secure and it is trusted worldwide. I have seen people who do not put pFsense on domains out there. They will just NAT it on their firewall with the public IP, and in the client configuration, they will just put the public IP. So basically, the host name is not there out there in the world, and the clients who will connect, they will just connect to that public IP. So that's it. So there is no name for them. So it depends how your configuration is. So first, in here, I'm going to use a CA, that is a certificate authority. I'm going to make a certificate authority. So we can give it a name, OpenVPN CA. This is an internal certificate authority. Yes, I will keep it default lens, algorithms default, and normally it is for 10 years, 3,650 days. So K country code, you have to create a country code. So let's create a country code, state or province, city, and your organization, my company. Okay guys, we are going to save it. So our certificate authority is ready and it's self-signed. Now we are going to create a certificate. So we'll add and sign a certificate right now. It's an internal certificate. Create an internal certificate. If you want to create a CSR and send it to your certificate authority, so they can sign it and send it back, so you can create a CSR here also. Create a certificate signing request, or import an existing certificate also. Or if someone sends you a CSR and you want to sign it through your pFsense, yes, you can do that also. But I'm going to create a CSR a certificate. That is, I'm going to self-sign it. So descriptive name, we can give Open VPN certificate. Okay, and the certificate authority is OpenVPN CA. As you can see, it is supposed to be this. We'll keep it as it is. Same, will not check common name. Okay, we can give normally people use the DNS here, so localhost. Okay, the rest of the settings are fetched from the CA certificate authority, and it's not a user certificate, it's a server certificate. That's it, and we are going to save it. So we have a certificate in here, OpenVPN certificate. Now we will go and plunge into the VPN configuration that is here. But before we make the VPN configuration, let's create a user who can use this VPN. So user manager. So we are going to add a user in here, username, password. So I don't want to give full name, and I don't give anything else. I don't want to make it admin, so it can, if you make it admin, it can also log into pFsense and administer it. But I don't want to do it, so there's a user created that is only for the VPN. Okay. So let's head to the OpenVPN configuration. Hit OpenVPN, and we are going to create a server here. So I'm going to hit add. So server mode is remote access, and we are going to use IPv4 only. TCP on IPv4. It's a layer 3 tunnel. The interface I'm using is WAN, and the local port is 119.4. You can actually choose anything here. It's like whatever thing you want. So you can change all these settings. So I'm going to use remote access user authentication that is based on my local database because I don't have an SSL TLS. Okay. So description, you can provide a description. This is OpenVPN server, and so it's using OpenVPN CA client access. And let's select the certificate. The certificate will be OpenVPN certificate. As you can see, DH parameter is by default. I'm not going to change anything in here. Certificate depth, I don't want to check it. If you click it, it will check the certificate to the in the depth. Here, this is the important settings. So tunnel settings. So IPv4 tunnel network and IPv4 local network. So local network is what is your local network? Currently, my local network is 192.168.8.0. Basically, here you have to provide a network, not an IP. If you put an IP, it will fail or it will not accept it. So once I connect to the VPN, what IP it should give me? So we have to provide a network in here also. So we can give it 192.168.9.1. Your choice, it's your preference. You can give anything. Sorry, not 9.1. It should be 0 because it's /24. So, okay. Concurrent sessions. How many concurrent sessions are allowed? You can specify here. Compression, you can tell what compression you require. So I'm going with the default setting. I'm not changing anything. So there are a lot of settings that you can actually tune to configure as per your environment. So that's it. We are going to save this configuration. So we'll hit save. Alrighty, it's done. All the configuration has been saved. And now how we are going to use this? So we are going to hit client export. And here we are going to check some settings. When the client settings is exported out, what IP should be in the client profile? So I will select interface IP. In case you have DNS names, then you can select other options. So I'm going to select interface IP right now. Automatically verify. Okay. I will keep all the settings as default and I'm going to save it. So we are going to export the client out here. You can actually export the client from here like this. You click Windows 10, 2016 and 2019. So actually it has downloaded the client. You can see. So your antivirus solution most probably will not be okay with it. So keep your antivirus disabled or keep an exception in there. So you can actually check in with your antivirus solution. So if you can see here, I have already downloaded the OpenVPN Windows 10 client. Smart screen will always have an issue with that. We can always double click and run it, and we can OpenVPN. If you already have OpenVPN established in your environment, you have already installed the OpenVPN client, then we can just download the most clients configuration from here. You can see, I will just click here and it will download just .ovpn client configuration. The client configuration that you have downloaded, actually you are going to copy the client configuration here in this path. This path is where your OpenVPN client exists, like C program files, OpenVPN, and the config directory. Here you are going to put that OpenVPN configuration file. So I'm going to paste it here and see my OpenVPN configuration file is already here. So your OpenVPN is running you can just see here OpenVPN GUI. You will right click and you can see the profiles in here. So if I go to this profile and I will hit connect, it's going to ask me for a username and password. Let's hit username and password and hit enter. So this is all the time it took to configure OpenVPN in your environment, and this is as easy as it sounds. And guys, since this is a firewall solution, pFsense, so don't forget to go in the firewall rules, and here you have to create a rule to allow the traffic, because it's this firewall is by default is going to block all the traffic that is coming to its interface, that is WAN address other than port 80 and 443. So I'm going to add pass the traffic IPv4 or IPv4 plus IPv6 TCP any traffic for any direction. So we can fine tune it if we want to. Yeah, that's it. Apply changes, and that's it. We have allowed the traffic to pass through this firewall. So that's it, folks. This is all what was required. I hope you have liked the video. If you are new on this channel, please hit subscribe button and support us. Do not go out, guys. Take care of yourself. Try OpenVPN and stay home and do your work. Thank you for watching the video and have a very nice day.